Hello, my name is Liz Watts, and I'll be referring to a reading called Innerspace, The Spiritual Frontier by Margot Adler. But first I'm going to say a few words about Margot Adler and her life. So Margot Adler has been a priestess of Wicca since 1973. She has worked for National Public Radio since 1979 and is a correspondent reporting for All Things Considered, Morning Edition, and Weekend Edition. A journalist, writer, and radio producer, she is the author of Drawing Down the Moon, Witches, Druids, Goddess Worshippers, and Other Pagans in America Today. This one, is essentially about the restrictions and progression that women have faced when it comes to religion and spirituality. It also refers to accepting and reviving one's spirituality, as well as exploring how religion became this way and what we can do or what has been done to change it. If God is male, then the male is God. This quote from the article was said by feminist philosopher Mary Daly. It sums up the main issue, which is the fact that women want to have spirituality in their lives, but a lot of religions stunt their religious growth. This presentation is not against religion, but is just stating that it is often hard for women to be fully accepted into some religions that look at them as inferior. A few ideas that were stated in the article as spiritual enrichment for women were to create women's spirituality movements and to think of themselves as powerful, self-reliant witches. For the spirituality movements, women gathered in groups to speak about their most intimate thoughts and feelings without being interrupted or silenced. These women discussed womanly things, but also their dreams and spiritual odysseys, which they felt contained truth. For the witch symbolism, beginning in the late 1960s, the use of the witch as a woman was common for feminists because it was an example of a strong woman who is willing to rebel and change the dominant culture's views. To sum up the article, the overall feeling is that every person is missing elements that can make them a better person and bind them with other communities. A woman should be welcomed into religion with open arms because it is crucial with spirituality to discover and recreate stories and ceremonies that welcome a sense of community. Accepting change and embracing spirituality is something that creates a new understanding of one and helps to evolve humanity. Through this article, some correlations can be drawn between this reading and other pieces. In the show Friends, there's an episode where the three women, Monica, Rachel, and Phoebe, discover a book called Be Your Own Windkeeper. The women obsess over the theories in the book, which express ideas of women's empowerment, gods and goddesses, and men exerting power over women. The whole episode focuses around the ideas of spirituality and feminism. The women work on being in control of their own bodies and decisions while not having lightning barriers, or men take their wind or power. All these ideas of women having power and control are concurrent in Innerspace, the spiritual frontier. For the women being focused on in Innerspace, their goal is to be accepted into the spiritual and religious community as an equal member. These women want to be able to decide what their religious beliefs are and how they will portray them while being a strong, independent woman. In Friends, the women want to stand up for their rights, get what they want, and claim their self-worth while being a strong, independent woman. These two concepts are very similar. Another idea that relates to this article to the Friends episode, is the witch symbolism. I stated previously the witch is used to describe the woman because a witch is strong, powerful, willing to rebel, and willing to challenge the dominant culture's ideology. In Friends, the women refer to themselves as goddesses because they are strong, powerful, and not going to take any crap from men anymore. An example of this on Friends is when Rachel's talking to her boyfriend, Ross. She's talking to her friends about the book when suddenly her boyfriend Ross comes in. This is what happens. Sweetie, we've got to go. No! No? No. Why do we always have to do everything according to your timetable? Actually, it's the movie theater that has the timetable. So you don't miss the beginning. No. See, this isn't about the movie theater. This is about you stealing my wind. Excuse me, your wind? Yeah, my wind. How do you expect me to grow if you won't let me blow? I don't have a problem with that. I just really need to be with myself right now. I'm sorry. Actually, I'm not sorry. This section is an example of how being a goddess or a witch can be the same thing as long as you, as a woman, are standing up for what you believe in. Lastly, the women's spirituality movement theme for the article is very similar to the part of the episode where the three women are sitting around talking about various things such as spirituality, men, and life. This also plays off in the regular dynamics of the friends, because they're always all sitting along talking about politics or issues or anything. And that concludes my presentation. Thank you.